What's up, Spikes? Welcome back to the world headquarters of the Spike Feeders, where today I'm going to be playing against these fools in some further AETHERDRIFT Brews.
I'm not a fool.
Okay, flubs. Anyway, we're here today to say two things real quick before we get started. Our sponsors are great. That's GameGenic. You know them, you love them, you know that I love them, and you should love that I know that you love them. So keep that in mind. Second of all, we also just ate some food from Burrito Splendido. I'm so full, and that's why I was able to do that. The second thing is did you know that we have a patron? Did you know that if you pledge $5 a month, that's less than $1 a game on average? Did you know that if you pledge $10 a month, you get a free exclusive game right into your inbox, sent to you on patreon.com from us, exclusively for our $10 and up patrons?
To my inbox?
To your inbox, that's right. Anyway, we just want to do those things. If you want to see those things, that's down there in the link below. It's patreon.com/thespikefeeders. Now, we already played one brew game, but what's one brew game? That's nothing. Today we got brew game number 2, and I'm going first, which means Mendicant Core Guidelight's going to be the winner. That's an Azorius artifact aggro deck that's all about getting up to max speed. And if you haven't seen max speed before, it's a new mechanic that we'll talk about when it becomes relevant. But the cool thing about Mendicant Core is that he's cheap and his power gets bigger when I have more artifacts.
We did see that happen.
I think it's very funny that an Azorius deck cares about speed.
Yeah.
Not
so
usually
true.
a fast thing.
They are the police.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
I am not the police. I'm the Mimeoplasm, revered one. The boy is back. The big blobby boy. It's kind of doing Mimeoplasm things that you've seen in the past. When he enters, you mill a bunch of cards and he gets big, and then this iteration can pay 2 mana to become a copy of a creature in a graveyard. Surely that's not broken beyond belief, right? Nothing named Necrotic Ooze has ever had an ability similar to this and gone infinite against my friends in this
Just
casual
fair
game of Casual Magic the Casual Gathering.
Yeah, what he said. I'm Elliot. I'm Bill from the Spike Feeders, and today I'm going to be playing Samut the Driving Force once again. I was about 1 turn behind in the last game, which is a spoiler, so you should just watch the rest of it. Also, a spoiler is a part of a car, so it's a good pun. This is a Naya token deck that cares about speed, but not necessarily max speed. My non-creature spells get discounted for the gear that I'm in, and my creatures get more power based on what gear I'm in. So I'm hoping to be able to drop her early, play some non-creature spells that maybe make tokens that then gain the buff from her. It's very symbiotic, and I'm very excited to ramp off like the Dukes of Hazzard.
Nice. Bringing it all back, baby.
Now listen, I'm Jim. And if there's one thing that you should know about me, it's that I've never cared about speed.
Jim and I famously not fans of set mechanic.
No. And Bill was talking about symbiosis. He's playing full parasitic mechanics today. I'm playing symbiosis. Synergy. This is Kolodin. This is a Boros Vehicles deck. It's a go fast one. When they ETB, they become creatures, and then you just attack with them because they've also got haste. Mm-hmm. So I'm just playing my big favorite, beefiest creatures today, beefiest vehicles.
Well, I'll say, while I get to worry about this symbiotic titan, let's crack into our sidekick bros.
I will draw a card. I will play a tapped Woodland Cemetery and pass.
Okay. Draw. Nice. I'm going to play this tapped Cinderglade, and I'll pass.
Oh. I'll draw. I'll play this Needle Verge Pathway, and I'm just going to pass.
Right on. We're going to draw a card, and we'll play this Island as land for turn. Tap 1, tap 2 for Mendicant Core Guidelight. Yeah. Pop quiz. What does Mendicant mean?
Based on this, something to do with doubling.
Correct.
Does it?
No, actually not at all. It's about begging past the turn.
Begging?
Yeah. A mendicant is a guy who goes around begging for things.
Mendacious?
Different word.
Mendacity?
Different word.
I'm going to draw.
Mendoza.
I've got a basic forest, and I'm going to try to, what did you say? Ramp like the Dukes of Hazzard? Nature's Lore.
No way.
Off of this Nature's Lore, I'm finding a breeding pool tapped, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap and draw. I'm going to play this Mountain, and I'm going to cast my Nature's Lore, searching for a forest.
Twinsies.
I'm going to be finding this Triome, this Jetmir's Garden, off of my Nature's Lore, and then I'm just going to be passing the turn.
Okay. I'll draw a card. I will play a Plains and cast my commander, Kolodin, Triumph Caster. And it does a bunch of stuff with vehicles. Pass.
Right on. I'm going to remember to start my engine before I untap.
Oh, please do.
Demos.
I will be more careful.
Be more
Officer.
careful next time.
Draw a card. We'll play Arctic Wastes as our land for turn. Tap 1, 2, and 3 for Dig Site Engineer. Whenever I cast an artifact spell, I may pay 2. If I do create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact I control.
Of course.
Ooh, a construct.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm going to attack Bill for 1.
Why me?
You know why. Speed goes up. Turn goes past.
Ooh, my turn. Untap. Draw for turn. I've got a basic swamp. I will tap these two to ramp a little more. I've got a Talisman of Dominance, and then blue and 1. I don't think this is drawing cards for quite a long time, but Pollywog Prodigy.
Oh.
This is a bit of a new one. It's from Bloomborough Commander, if you haven't seen it. I said bit of, like, it's not super new. Like, Bloomborough's pretty recent, right?
Right?
Anyway, it's a 1/3 frog wizard with evolve, and whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell with mana value less than Pollywog Prodigy's power, I draw a card. Currently a 1/3, so I got my eyes on you. 0 mana spell.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those in my hand right now.
Goobers. That's the turn.
All right. Untap. Draw for my turn. I'm going to kick things off for my turn by playing this Plains. And then I'm going to tap for green, and also 2 to cast Awaken the Woods. I get to create X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens.
Nice.
2 of
I
them.
get to make 2 dryad arbors. Then I'm just going to pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw a card. I'll play this Plains. I'm going to do this because it's so funny. I actually have a slightly better play in my hand right now, but I think that this is very funny. I'll cast Consulate Dreadnought.
Oh!
ETB. It becomes a creature. It's a 7/11 with crew 6. Well, I feel like I could attack anybody right now, and it's probably getting through. So, Bill?
32.
32. And
That's 7 Consulate Dreadnought damage.
please track that. Pass.
Going to.
Right on, we're going to untap. Tap 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Thousand Moon Smithy.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Yeah, sure is. It lets me create this Gnome Soldier, which says this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures I control.
Wish I had one of those.
So that's currently 4.
4 of them.
4 of them. And my Mendicant core is a 3/3.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Attack Elliot, attack Bill.
Whoa. I am not blocking.
I'm
each?
also not blocking.
Hey, I dealt damage during my turn. And that caused loss of life for one of my opponents. I'm almost at max speed. Pass the turn.
Yeah,
I will untap. I will draw for turn. I've got another basic swamp. I'm just going to do this main phase. I'm going to tap a green and a black to cast Grizzly Salvage. Those 5 cards are Eternal Scourge, Swamp, Forest, Fauna Shaman, Shifting Woodland.
Aaron just was like, what are the fairest cards that I can put in this deck?
Yeah, certainly. Fauna Shaman to the grip. The rest of these to the graveyard. Surely nobody's ever done anything with Fauna Shaman.
Or Eternal Scourge.
Then, spoilers, you've seen the card that I'm about to cast. It's a Fauna Shaman. Evolve trigger. My little frog is slightly bigger, so now if you cast a 1-drop, I get to draw a card. And then...
It's a good thing I got rid of my 1-drop.
Dang it. And then I'm just going to pass the turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to untap. I'm going to draw. Ooh, that's a cool guy. He's not currently better than what I wanted to do, though. So I'm going to tap 6 and cast Samut, the Driving Force, my commander. Start your engines, me. So I'm in first gear. She has first strike, vigilance, and haste. Other creatures I control get +X/+O, where X is my speed, and non-creature spells I cast cost X less to cast, where X is my speed. I am going to move to combat.
This makes
And
sense.
I'm going to attack Jim for 4.
I'll take 4.
I would like to go up to second gear.
36.
And then I will just be passing the turn.
Okay. I'll untap. Draw a card. Tap 3. Cast Mighty Servant of Luco. This is a 6/6 trample vehicle with ward, discard a card. Whenever it becomes crewed for the first time each turn, if it was crewed by exactly 2 creatures, it gains. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw 2 cards until end of turn.
That's a good
Question.
Yes.
Is Luco related to Steve-O?
No.
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 No. Then I'm going to move to combat.
Uh-huh.
Elliot. 6 trample.
Take 6.
And I'm going to pass.
Sounds good. Gonna untap, upkeep, and draw. Play a Prairie Stream as our land for turn, which comes in untapped because I got 2 basics. I'm gonna move to declare attacks. I'm gonna send Dig Site Engineer and Mendicant Core at Jim.
At me?
Yeah, you.
Why not Elliot?
He's got preferable blockers compared to your non-preferable blockers.
What do you mean preferable blockers?
Well, I have a 2/4. You can have a 2/4 double block. I get Fauna Shaman for nothing.
He's going to double block on his whole board?
Yeah, maybe.
Take, how much, 4?
6.
Take 6. Go to 30.
Max speed. Vroom vroom.
Vroom, vroom.
I'll cast this. I wish it was an artifact Vidalican Archmage.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Then we'll pass turn.
Untap. I'm going to shortcut a little bit here. It's a little loose, but so I'll tap this green to tap this Fauna Shaman, discarding this Walking Ballista to search for a creature card, and then I'm also going to cast this Farseek to search for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain and put it onto the battlefield tapped, if nobody has any effects.
Yeah.
Off the Farseek, I'm getting this Zaghoth Triome, and off of the Fauna Shaman, I'm putting this Viridian Joiner into my hand. Pay no attention to the combo assembling on platform B. 3 mana, green, black, something. Seraph, Realm Eater. This one is a 3/3. So it'll trigger Evolve 1 more time. So now my Polywog Prodigy is a 3/4. And Seraph says, whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Seraph Realm Eater. At the beginning of my upkeep, if it has 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, I may remove all of them. If I do, exile each other non-land permanent with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way.
Non-land permanent?
Non-land.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I've been owned.
They're lands.
Pass.
All right, untap. Draw. I'm going to play this Rockfall Vale as my land for the turn. Enters tapped unless I control 2 or more other lands, which I do. Then, because this costs 2 less, it only matters that it costs 1 less, but I'm going to play out this Impact Tremors. So whenever a creature I control enters, it deals 1 to each opponent.
Sure.
Which is quite nice.
Relevant, your non-creature spell is mana cost 2, so I will draw a card from my Polywog Prodigy.
This is correct. You're going to be doing it again because I'm going to cast this Roar of Resistance.
Oh gosh.
So creature tokens I control have haste. Whenever one or more creatures attack, I may pay 1 in a red. If I do, creatures attacking my opponents and or planeswalkers they control get +2/+0 until end of turn.
Oh, you can do that on anybody's turn.
Yes. So that is another thing.
Will trigger
You will
the
be drawing
Polywog Prodigy.
That is fine by me. Because the last thing that I'm going to do this turn, a red and a white, to cast this Agate Instigator, and while it is on the stack, I would like to pay its offspring cost. I guess it's not technically that, but I am paying for the offspring of this Agate Instigator. So if it resolves as it enters, I'm going to make a token copy of it. So the Agate Instigator is going to come into play. That will trigger Impact Tremors and deal everybody a damage. Then the Offspring will enter because it is a triggered ability. So that will be a total of 3 damage that is being dealt to everybody. That also increases my speed. I'm going to move to combat. I'm just going to attack Elliot with Samut for 4 with First Strike and Vigilance and Haste.
I'll block with my 3/5.
You sure about that?
Yep.
Okay. I will pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw a card. Well, I've got to do something, and I'm going to try and ensure my land drop. So I'm going to cast Armed and Armored. This says vehicles I control become artifact creatures until end of turn, and I can choose a dwarf I control and attach any number of equipment I control to it. Vehicle part is the only relevant part. I am then going to crew Mighty Servant of Luco with the Consulate Dreadnought, making it a 6/6 still. But it will trigger its own ability, saying when it deals damage now, I can draw 2 cards.
It has to be created by 2 creatures.
Yeah, well, then I'll do that.
There we go. Now valid.
And I'm going to attack.
I don't even know anymore, brother.
I think it's Elliot.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Elliot. 6 damage coming in with trample.
Yes, sir. 22.
22, and I will draw 2 cards.
Oh, sorry. Your spell was 2 as well?
Yes.
Yes, my spell was
Okay,
2.
I will draw a card.
Okay. Draw 2 cards. Move to discard.
Oh, buddy.
I'm going to discard Rolling Hamsphere and Cybership. Go ahead.
Oakley dokley.
Things.
The sphere.
And we'll go ahead and draw a card. Trigger, no thanks. We'll play an island as our land for turn. We'll pay 3 to announce Foundry Inspector. I've got some triggers.
Sure.
First trigger, Dig Site Engineer. I'll pay 2. I'll create a car instruct. Mendicant Core, I'll pay 1. We'll copy Foundry Inspector.
Yeah.
Questions, comments, concerns, conniptions?
I have many concerns.
Yeah, other than your singular card becoming 3 permanents, no concerns.
Don't worry about it.
No
It's
concerns.
fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. See? It's just 3 little guys.
Yeah.
You also draw a card for the
Do
Archmage.
draw a card. We're gonna move to attacks, and we're gonna swing an 8/8 at my friend Elliot.
I'm going to throw this Seraph under the bus.
Goodbye, Seraph.
Sad. My large wolf got eaten by a gnome soldier.
I'm just trying to figure out how you got him under there.
Yeah, true.
That's crazy. Anyway, best turn.
Alrighty.
Something gnome show a soldier.
Untap. Draw for turn. I've got a Morphic Pool as my land for turn. Anybody? Then I'm going to cast 3 visits. I am additionally ramping. Off of the 3 visits, I'm just getting a basic forest.
3 of them.
3 of them?
No. There's just the visits.
Oh, okay. And then, Jim, you've heard of this one before, I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including 2 black. Breach the multiverse. Ooh. I would like each player to mill 10 cards, and then for each player, I choose a creature or planeswalker card in that player's graveyard, put them onto the battlefield under my control, and each creature I control becomes a Phyrexian. I guess we'll start with myself. Sure. I'm milling Sage of Hours, Sire of 7 Deaths, Mist Hollow Griffin, Training Grounds, Forest, Steelbane Hydra, Crystalline Crawler, Rampant Growth, Necrotic Ooze, and an Underground River.
The creatures that I'm milling are Toski, Bearer of Secrets, and Tendershoot Dryad, as well as Grand Crescendo, Carclusion Forest, Glare of Subdual, Kickoff Celebrations, Overgrown Farmland, Mirar's Wake Plains, Song of Totentans.
Okay. My creatures are Guardian Sunmare, Veteran Motorist, SRAM Senior Edificer, and then the non-creatures are Plains, Blacksmith Steel, Tempered Steel, Cultivator's Caravan, Reckless Crew, and Cliptop Retreat.
You got yourself a Low Shield Clockwork Scholar, a Guidelight Synergist, which is a new card, or Liberators is Battle Thopter. Also a Hollowed Fountain, Thopter Spy Network, Path to Exile, Island, Academy Ruins, Mystic Fortune Island.
All right, so each player milled those 10 cards, and the creatures that I am choosing to put onto the battlefield under my control are, from myself, Sire of 7 Deaths, a 7/7 First Strike, Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink, Ward, Pay 7 life. From William, Tendershoot Dryad. I have the City's Blessing. At the beginning of each upkeep, I make a 1/1 green sapling creature token, and saplings I control get +2/+2 as long as I have the City's Blessing. From Jim, a Guardian Sunmare, a 5-mana 5/5 with Ward 2, and whenever this creature attacks while saddled, I search my library for a non-land permanent card with mana value 3 or less, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle, and it has saddle 4. And from Alex, Lochiel, Clockwork Scholar. This one's got a lot of text, but most importantly, it's a 2/4. If I happen to play another artifact creature, it'll draw me a card. But that I do not foresee happening. Mostly, I'm just happy to have blockers.
And I believe that evolves the Polywog Prodigy twice.
Oh my goodness, it sure does. Because it doesn't care about casting, so I will, make it so this one and then this one, so...
Maybe 3 times? Evolve cares about toughness too, right?
It's a 5.
It was a 5 toughness already,
okay. Yeah.
But it only had 3 power, so now up to 4, up to 5 power from the Sunmare and the Sire. Okay. I mean, what else could I possibly do this turn? I'm just gonna pass.
Underwhelming.
Yeah. Underwhelming Lich.
Underwhelming Breach.
In your upkeep.
No, I already drew a card, actually.
You didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You stopped because you're nice.
I'm going to play Forest. You've heard of Tendershoot Dryad. Get ready for Illustrious Wanderglyph.
That's the same card.
The same card. So Ascend, I have the City's Blessing underneath my speed. Other artifact creatures I control get +2/+2 as long as I have the City's Blessing, and at the beginning of each upkeep I create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token. This will trigger both Agate Instigators and Impact Tremors. Each opponent will take 3. Dealing the damage off of the Instigators and the Impact Tremors brings me up to max speed. My maximum gear.
Don't probably spike.
6th gear.
6th gear. So now all of my creatures have all my other creatures other than Samut have +4/+0, and my non-creature spells cost 4 less to cast. Unfortunately, though, I don't believe I'm doing anything, and I think I'm just going to be passing the turn.
Okay.
I like that.
On tap. Upkeep.
Upkeep, we have some triggers.
I make a 2nd Saproling.
I make a gnome, which deals 3 damage to each opponent.
Yikes.
Okay. Move to my draw step.
Yes, sir.
Draw card. I am going to move to my end step. It's strange. I think I discarded an extra card last turn because I'm counting. I only have 7 cards in my hand right now. So I don't have to discard. I'll pass.
Banger.
Sounds like
Preemptive discarding. Paid your taxes in advance.
I knew it was coming, so...
Alrighty. Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
Upkeep, sir.
Oh, that's fine.
no, he drew.
I'm going to be dying, I think.
I hope so.
This thing has lifelink at least, but I don't know that it's going to help me too much.
These are 5/1s.
Thousand Moon Smithy trigger.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to transform Thousand Moon Smithy. So that gets me this Barracks of the Thousand. Taps for white, and whenever I cast an artifact or creature spell using the mana generated, I get to make one of these guys.
Nice.
Then we'll play our land for turn, which is this island. Tap 7, which is the end of my mana abilities, and then I would like to improvise.
Whoa. Are we whirring?
No.
It's worse for us?
Oh, much worse. It's Organic Extinction.
What does that
What does that mean?
All non-artifact creatures are destroyed.
Oh, this is good for Jim.
An artifact.
Okay.
That's not fantastic for me, but it could be worse.
Yeah, I have no effects to my life dying.
Okay. All this stuff dies. Nothing cares about when things die.
No.
Okay. I have my gnomes.
Yeah, I was really hoping I could find some way to deal with the gnomes, but...
Gnomes.
Gnomes. Pass the turn.
Untap, with much less things in play now. Upkeep.
Upkeep, I will make a gnome. Everybody takes 1 damage this time.
Oh, only 1. Draw for turn. I've got a basic swamp as my land for turn. All right, I'm going to do some weird stuff that I don't know if it's going to win the game or not. I think that it's not. All right, so I will tap 8 and cast the Mimeoplasm X equals 5. What that'll do is it'll allow me to exile X creature cards from my graveyard and enter with 3+1/+1 counters for each. Those 5 creatures will be Sage of Hours, Polywog Prodigy, Mist Hollow Griffin, Eternal Scourge, and Steelbane Hydra.
Oh, okay.
It will enter with 15+1/+1 counters.
Oh, Sage of Hours.
You gonna make him into a big Steelbane Hydra?
I would like to turn it into a Sage of Hours.
Dang it. You gave him the idea.
I put
Well,
it.
I already exiled it.
No.
I incepted it.
Then I would like to activate the Sage of Hours ability to remove all +1/+1 counters from Sage of Hours, and for each 5 counters removed this way, 1, 2, 3, take an extra turn after this one.
So
Quick, flash and stranglehold.
Yeah.
time and a half stretch.
Nice. The Mimeoplasm will go back to my command zone because it is a 0/0 copy of the Sage of Hours, but I have 3 extra turns now. I will go to my first one.
Okay.
No effects in my upkeep.
I do.
11?
11, 26, 16.
I didn't think about this either. Oh boy.
Good thing the Agate Instigators aren't here, otherwise you'd be very dead.
Super. I will draw for turn. I've got a basic swamp as my land for turn. Then, my next step, I'm going to go 5. It's not the right colors, but don't worry, they're over here somewhere. So 5 for the Mimeo plus the tax, and then I will be paying 4 to have an X be 4.
Okay.
The 4 creatures I'm exiling this time, which I assume are in a separate pile. This is like a new Mimeoplasm.
Yeah.
Can't become these things. Are Seraph, Realm Eater, Crystalline Crawler, Sire of 7 Deaths, and Fauna Shaman.
Okay.
Then I would like to pay 2 to have the Mimeoplasm become a Fauna Shaman. Oh, sorry. He also has 12 +1/+1 counters. And now he's a Fauna Shaman.
Yes.
All right. I will go to my second extra turn.
Yes.
Untap. Upkeep.
Take 1.
10. Draw for turn. I drew a Drowned Catacomb, which is a land. Then I've got Mr. Fauna Shaman guy. So I will tap a green to tap the Mimeoplasm Shaman to discard this Viridian Joiner to go searching my library for a creature card. Off of my Fauna Shaman Mimeoplasm, I'm putting Gilderbairn into my hand.
see.
Nothing scary happening there, I assure you. Nope, not yet. Then I would like to pay 3 and cast this Gilderbairn.
Okay.
All right.
I just asked you if you were, and you said no.
I know I said no, but it's called Lion.
Like a liar.
Then I would like to pay 2 and turn my Mimeoplasm into a Crystalline Crawler. What this allows me to do is I'm going to remove 12 +1/+1 counters from Crystalline Crawler to add that many much mana of any one color. Or I guess I get to do it one at a time.
Yeah.
So it will be
We have to.
6 black, 5 blue, and a green. Something like that.
Okay.
This kills the Mimeoplasm.
It does indeed kill the Mimeoplasm.
Back to the command zone for the Mimeoplasm. He costs 4 extra this time.
Yes.
Okay, very important. I would like to use 2 of the black to cast this Bitter Triumph, discarding this Coma Cosmos Serpent to destroy my Gilderbairn.
Okay.
And then I would like to use green, blue, black, and let's call it, we can make it some extra just for fun. This guy is the important one. So let's say 4 again, using 4 blue to recast. Oh no, sorry. And then he costs 4 extra as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
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 And then X equals 4.
And then X equals 4 to exile Gilderbairn, Coma, Viridian Joiner, and Walking Ballista this time.
Oh, yeah. That does it.
He enters with 12 again, and I still have 1 extra turn.
Yeah.
So I go to that extra turn, untap,
Yeah, you take a
upkeep, go to 9,
Go to 9.
draw a card for my turn. Now, I pay 2. The Mimeoplasm becomes a copy of Viridian Joiner, which allows me to tap it to add 12 green. I will use 2 of that green to turn it into a copy of Gilderbairn, and then 3 of that green to activate Gilderbaron's ability to untap it, and for each counter on target permanent, put another of those counters on that permanent.
Would you like to demonstrate a loop?
Yes, so I will now, because he has both of these at the same time, go like this a bunch of times, then turn him into a walking ballista and do this. And shoot you all with my ballista.
You do have to. They do need to become copies each time. It doesn't add the text.
Yeah, but like
You needed
to add
Right.
pay an additional 2
Sure.
before it became.
Yes,
Nice
I
try.
think I had enough mana, but I'm
Nice
not
try.
certain.
Yes, but yeah, we died to walking.
Yeah,
balls.
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Good game, everybody.
Good game.
Did you know taking 3 extra turns is pretty good?
Yeah.
It's not bad. I really wanted to just attack you
I know that you did.
with like some creatures.
I was at 9 life.
Yeah.
If Alex hadn't board wiped, I was dead to these Agate Instigators while I was trying to take extra turns.
that was a clock. For
That was
sure.
a clock.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the last 2 cards in my hand were? Myrel, Shield of Argive, just to make more soldiers,
yep.
and Enduring Courage.
Ooh, endurance.
Give them haste and also more punchies.
+2 +0. Yeah.
Yeah, for the second time in a row, max speed,
Immediate.
not many follow-ups.
Right.
I had a lot of not artifacts in my hand at the end of that game, so
Nothing to copy.
nothing to copy, nothing to make extra Karn structs, and yeah, that's just
Yeah.
how she wrote.
That's fair.
I felt that Jim was a rather unfortunate showing, but that's just personally.
I think so. I didn't draw any lands.
Yeah.
I kept a 3-land hand. Didn't draw any lands. There were 2 off of the Breach of the Multiverse, but they weren't even on top, so I wasn't even
Right.
gonna draw them.
Not for a while.
And then I flunged to try and get a land, drew 2 cards, and neither of them were lands. It's a shame too, because I had some 4-drops. I had RMS Titanic, which would have made me treasures,
Yeah.
and Thousand Moon Smithy, which would have allowed me to crew the thing to get in, draw more cards.
Yeah.
But my hand was kind of a banger. Sky Sovereign, when you can put it into the battlefield and then attack with it right away, is nuts. And then so is Pridwin and Magmatic Galleon, right?
Yeah,
And Jorkadeen. I had a bunch of 5-drops in my hand and 3 mana on the board. So
That's crazy.
I gotta say, Kolodin reminds me of Greasefang a little bit.
Yeah.
In play patterns, but it needs more mana.
yeah, I guess more acceleration, maybe a higher land count. Yeah, I mean, both of the games that we played with it so far, I've had a lot of 5 and 6 drops in my hand, and then just capped out at 5 mana. So
Yeah. That's unfortunate. But you know what's not unfortunate? Subscribing to the Spike Feeders. If you haven't done it yet, I'm just going to start getting angrier and angrier, and you don't want that. I'm a very angry guy.
I kind of want that.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Well, fair.
I'm sitting next to him.
Yeah, well,
that's
I'm
actually fair.
not. So
Well, so just want to thank all of our patrons. You'll see some names coming up in a minute. But before we get to that, we got to say thanks to Game Genic for the mats and the sleeves and everything else, and to Burrito Splendido for keeping me full of guac. I tell you what, that's some good stuff right there.
solid as a guac.
Ooh, that's a
Write that down. Write that down.
There you go. Look out for that t-shirt in the next 12 to 24 business months. In the meantime, though, folks, if you haven't liked, if you haven't commented, and if you haven't subscribed, I already told you to, so you better have done it. You can go over to patreon.com/thespikefeeders, where for as little as $5, you too can help support this show. We just want to say thank you so much and have a great day.